Right, hello, welcome to Barotrauma. This is my custom sub, the Crucible. It's a it's a big rust bucket. I'm going to try not to swear a lot. I made a previous video where I basically just said the word shitbox to refer to this submarine as many times as possible. I'm going to try and avoid doing that this time. But yeah, this is my custom submarine. A few things to note before I get into the main details here, but this is designed around a few mods. One of them specifically is the scrap cannon, which is a pretty vanilla-friendly mod. It just adds, I think, literally 2 turrets, which is this trash thrower here, and then a smaller hardpoint variant, so you can get a smaller trash thrower as well if you want one. And also immersive repairs, which is just like a repair overhaul mod that I really enjoy personally. I think it's a great addition, and I feel like it fits well for this. But if you want to use this for vanilla, you can absolutely just replace this for whatever in the sub editor. You can change it for a railgun or something, and then obviously you can just delete this building here and replace some of the components here with regular welding tools. It'll work completely fine vanilla. Also, a few things here as well aren't entirely made by me. A lot of them have been tweaked or changed in some way to fit the aesthetic here. This pneumatic transfer system obviously is from the Malachite, from Initial Desu. It's an amazing submarine. I was absolutely in love when I saw this concept, that you could just have one main hopper that you could send all your resources to, so I just had to I had to steal it, and I had to shove it in my submarine, so I do apologise. Credit where credit's due. Obviously he did an amazing job. And then obviously a few assets here and there are from Barotrauma that I've tried my best to try and put an original spin on, such as this here. This is the medical fabricator here, as well as research station, which I've slapped this little guy onto, who has some unique text, which we'll get over to when we cover it. But yeah, the long and short of it, it is a transport sub, as I've said. We'll just go through some of the rooms just to see what each room looks like, just to see how you might want to interact with some of the systems, and then I'll do like just a quick run around in the actual first-person play view, just so you can have a look at the sub for yourself, if this might be something that you want to use for your campaigns, which I hope you would. Anyway, starting off in the headquarters, here we have the captain's office, air quotes, I suppose. Very nicely decorated with a bunch of these torn out newspapers of quests that you've probably never finished. Here we have this seat with our access terminal. Again, it's right here behind the wall. You can access it like any other ship navigation terminal, obviously with the the secondary monitor, as well as a few options such as a there you go, as a hull shock, cargo bay doors, and obviously a depth charge as well. This design's really cool, I'll show you in a bit, but when you sit in here it looks like you've got your head in the helmet there. It looks like you're using your mind to control the submarine. It's quite a cool design. Again, thank you to Barotrauma. That's very cool, very cool. Over here we have the front window with a door that will close if it detects any water going through here. I made a specific separate hole with a water detector, so it will shut off automatically, or you can set it to manually shut off as well. There's a few lights here as well that will indicate if the oxygen generator is in a bad condition and you should probably fix it, or if, you know, the reactor's out of fuel, or a bunch of other warning lights that'll pop off here. Moving on, we have up here as well, sorry, is the main docking hatch. You'll use this for your stations or whatever. I've tried to adjust this ladder, but every time it's always a few pixels off, so hopefully it's in the right place now. Anyway, next room is the gunnery compartment. I'm really happy with this room, actually. In the middle we have this main pneumatic tube, which again goes all throughout the system, courtesy of the Malachite. You can easily send ammo up to here. I don't know why I chose to do all chain guns, but I've, you know, whoops, it's all chain guns. You know, I've gone for just chain guns this time around. 4 chain guns each with a supercapacitor for 2 guns, so 1 supercapacitor for these 2 and 1 supercapacitor here for these 2, as well as an intruder alarm up at the top, little lights at the bottom for some mood lighting. It's quite a compact room. It's quite close to the captain. Quite close to the captain's bay, so you can, you know, access this easily if there's fewer crew members and you're driving and then need to go back and forth to gunning quickly. Moving on, we have the quad door airlock. I can't quite remember for the life of me where I got the the main design from for it. There was a forgive me. I'll try and link it in the description of the mod when I post it. But there was like just a bunch of different airlock designs that I really fell in love with, basically. But the problem is that there was only one for the left door and the right door. Like you could only go two ways or up and down. There wasn't one for all four, so I had to massively tweak and tinker with the circuit box that this had. I had to add a bunch of different doors. That was a ball ache, as well as getting the lights to work and the outside lights to work and just moving everything where it needs to be. But it works fine. It's great. I absolutely love this. The only problem that I've had is obviously when this room is completely filled with water, people can't get upstairs. But I'd imagine you'd coordinate leaving the ship this way anyway, so I didn't think that was too much of a problem. Over here we have these lockers, which do have storage lockers behind them, so these do work, these do function, as well as a brig here in case you want to be a dick and and lock up anybody for being a scumbag on your ship. Prisoners should spawn in here, I think, as well as there's a pump in here too, so you can put the what was it, the alien thermal curio, the alien thermal artifact. I think you can flood this room, so no more fires, which would be quite nice. Moving on, we have my pride and joy, the ethical medical room, where we do ethical medical stuff. Obviously, there's no like, there is law in Barotrauma, but it's not like submarine tied or anything like that. But a thought that I had for this ship was I quite like the concept of you know, Scorn. You know the game Scorn. It's like a biomechanical kind of thing. I wanted this guy in this tank basically to be an eternal prisoner and to be used as basically a biological fuel for a lot of the entities living in this. So in my headcanon, this guy is fueling the medical fabricator here, he's fueling the research station here, and he's just having a he's just having a grand old time about it. Obviously the room is nicely alien decorated. The oxygen generator is in here as well, it's right behind there. I chose the shuttle oxygen generator because it has the sprite, it actually pumps up and down, so it looks like the machine is breathing and alive, but I tuned up the numbers so it does work like a normal oxygen generator. It will still degrade at the same rate, so don't worry about that. Because it's immersive repairs though, it will have a slot for a oxygen filter, so don't forget to change that every now and then. Moving over, we have the medical bay where we have two medical lockers, secure toxins cabinet, medical beds, as well as the pneumatic tube system as well. So for example, if your engineer has deconstructed some, I don't know, what, like plants we can get elastin from, I think. I don't know, I don't play medic. I play the mechanical engineer. So yeah, so you can easily send stuff through there. Moving on, we have my pride and joy. I know I said that about the last one, but I'm going to say about all of these. This is my pride and joy, the compact diving lockers. I didn't want to have a... Usually in most vanilla ships they have like imagine this is the airlock, then they have a big long locker room here where there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 diving suits all in a row with these tanks behind. I thought I could squeeze them into a bit smaller of a space so they don't take up an entire room, and I've managed to get them in the amidship shaft, which I am quite proud of. We have individual diving cabinets here, small storage compartments for personal stuff, so if you want to have your one diving suit and then your gun, your welding tool, whatever in here, that'd be great to do. I wanted to assign each diving cabinet to a specific ID card, but unfortunately there's not an option to do that. If I find a way in the future, I might add it in, but just because I liked the concept of, you know, I had my suit. So if I had my puck suit, no one else could just nab that, and I would be stuck with a shitty abyss diving suit, you know, or like a bot couldn't steal my really nice fancy suit and they'd use one of the lower quality ones, but it's not possible, unfortunately. It is a thought though, it is a thought, and I will hopefully see if I can add it in later. Anyway, sorry, moving on. I know I'm rambling a little bit here, but that's it's my video. You're watching it, so haha, I guess. Over here we have electrical and the nuclear reactor. I guess these are two separate rooms, but we'll just cover them all together. We have these junction boxes, only 5, technically 6 if you count the main one for the reactor, all hooked up to a metric fuck ton of relays and oh yeah, actually just fewer relays than I thought, and obviously the junction boxes, I can't speak. We have this battery here. This battery is very, very important. I will explain why later, but it connects to the main engine and the pumps, which use exclusively the battery. They don't run off the reactor at all. Obviously, the reactor charges the battery, but you will need to allow time for the battery to charge back up again. So if you're constantly just chugging along, you're not leaving any time for your ship to basically like recuperate, you will run out of battery for your engine, and then you will be a sitting duck, which I thought was quite a cool mechanic. I don't have a separate version without that, unfortunately, but if you want to change it, it's super easy. Just take the power in from all these and connect it straight to a relay or straight to the reactor. I don't, whatever you want to do. You might just have a few issues with the junction boxes overvolting. This was my solution to that. As well as, additionally, we have a few more batteries for auxiliary stuff, and we also have a fire suppression system in here as well. So just in case something bursts, this room will flood, so no fires will happen, which is very nice. Especially nice for this room if there's a meltdown, because I don't want to use the word shitbox, but this submarine's a shitbox. If the nuclear reactor goes up in flames, it won't melt down immediately. You'll have a bit of time to fix it with a diving suit. This this cylinder nuclear reactor container thingy does have a metal cabinet in it, which you can use for storing your fuel rods, so that is there. What else is here? I keep making a bunch of diegetic audio of me going sorry, I didn't script this again. Moving on, we have the engineering bay, fabrication shop, whatever you want to call it. We have a secure steel cabinet for your mechanic, as well as a laser printer, fabricator, laser cutter, whatever the hell this thing is, as well as a deconstructor, secure steel cabinet. All of these are linked, so you can do your work dead easily. Excuse me. As well as the engine, suspended engine on a few pillars. Looks very, very cool with the mood lighting. I'll show you that in a bit. We have our ammo racks, which you can send straight through the pneumatic tube system, so you can just make them here, drop them in here. Dead simple. As well as another diving cabinet here for actual EV activities. Another airlock over here, and then down here we have the scrap corner, I suppose. And again, a little bit more, not lore, but I guess a concept idea for when I was making this sub. I liked the concept of a sub just basically being a hull that has constantly been salvaged and reiterated on, and the crew have had to hobble together what they can from other bits from other submarines, hence me kind of trying to get away with maybe they run into a wrecked malachite somewhere and just decided to just yoink this out of their that submarine. But yeah, so not everything is useful. Some stuff just unfortunately has to get scrapped. Some stuff needs to get thrown out the trash chute, and this is the trash chute. It's weaponized. We use the trash cannon with its unique trash cannon ammo boxes, and there's also a cheeky depth charge in here as well. There is a rear docking hatch in case you want to dock to any beacon stations if you're using a beacon station mod. I know some of them have beacon stations you can dock to, as well as a second navigation terminal here, as there is a hidden status monitor in here as well. So if you want to check the integrity of the hull, where items are, you don't have to walk all the way over to this one to do it. You do have an option down here. Very useful for mechanics, I would know, because my friend who usually plays captain yells at me whenever I look at his monitor whenever he's driving for some reason. So that's the compromise I've come up with. Moving over, we have this big ballast, just the one ballast, but 3 pumps to compensate for the mismatch in usually ballasts are split, so that if one goes, you still have another one to fall back on. But this one's all we've got, baby. These 3 pumps are all powered again by the same battery, so you will need to give them a bit of time to charge up again. It shouldn't be too bad. Again, you can upgrade the batteries with charge increase. Increased charge speed? Sorry, battery capacity, increased charge speed, stuff like that. So it might be a bit problematic to begin with, but all ships are at level 1, and then obviously you level it up, you won't even notice it by level whatever, I'm sure. Don't worry about it too much. We have down here a fully functioning tool belt locker with another diving suit. This diving suit is powered, so if you just leave a suit in here, it will fill up with oxygen. This does open as a cabinet as well, so if you want to store stuff in here, you can, feel free to. The reason for this being down here was whenever there's a hull breach in the ballast, I always go in here and I'm always shocked that, I need a diving suit in the ballast, otherwise I'm going to die. So that's why I put one in there, so I can just be lazy and not have to think about things before I do them, and just put that suit on if things get bad. So that's why that's in there. Also, we have just a bunch more decoration. I'm really proud with a lot of the decoration that I've done. Some of this is, again, cobbled from some other places, and other bits here are completely unique, such as this sort of like airbag, gas bladder, tube things. Really, really cool. A lot of these lights and stuff, as well as this hobbled mess of parts that I just put in here for no reason whatsoever. I think I might, because Barotrauma did recently have an update where you can add pipe weak points where water might leak. I think I might add a few of them in here, actually. I think that might be quite thematic. New update, maybe. I don't know. Obviously, we've got the cargo... sorry, unit load devices, because God forbid they call it a cargo device, as well as a bunk bed for, you know, if you want to have a nap for whatever reason. Like I said, we have a discharge coil, entire hull shock, because localized shocks are fucking annoying to deal with, as well as exterior pneumatic tube systems as well. So if someone's doing extra vehicular activities, say for example they're on a wreck or they're on a beacon station and don't want to have to walk into the sub all the way up this ladder, go to this locker, to the defab, whatever, you can just have someone dropping things in from here and then another guy grabbing stuff from here, which is quite convenient, I thought. So yeah, I believe that's everything. I'm just going to go in just to test now, just to walk you around the submarine. Here you can see that battery indicator from the electrical room. If I've got someone in here, yeah. So this is the main battery for the engines. It will slowly charge up, and as you can see here, slowly it will increase. If we sit on this chair, the helmet goes on, and we can set our submarine to move, just like any other Barotrauma campaign. You will see this thing tick down. I know it looks quite fast. It just ticked down immediately, but again, it had just charged up a little bit. It's not too bad if you have your engine on full blast, which let's face it, you really shouldn't be driving if you always have your engine on full blast. You should really be taking your time in the depths of Europa. Then it should go down quite quickly if you're going up and down and whatever. But you know, it's not too bad. And if you upgrade the battery at some point, it should be okay. Look, see, it's gone down a little bit more there. So you've got a bit of driving time, driving like a maniac before things go wrong. Let's just put on maintain position for now, because I might need to exit this ship later. Like I said, here we have the auto door, so we can. Where is it? Shit. We can close it, open it. We have a automatic toggle. So if I damage this, should detect water and close by itself. Couldn't open it if I wanted to, or I could let it open and then close it myself. Very handy. We have external lights. This is for all the coil guns, the trash cannon, everything outside that has a light, so you can do silent running if you'd like, which is quite a cool concept. We have an authorized access here. I'm the captain. I should be able to get into there. I will change that. You should be able to get into there, as well as the secondary secure monitor. Get out of there. Docking hatch again. The gunnery compartment with a lot of mood lighting. Again, I've made this quite a orangey, rusty, dull-looking place to kind of fit the theme. I hope it looks kind of cool. I think it looks kind of cool. Oh yeah, that's right. The lights are off. Let's turn those back on. So yeah, you've got your chain guns. It's a good thing that lighting thing works, eh? Supercapacitors for everything, as well as this airlock. I'll demonstrate these airlocks in a bit. These, as well as this brig here, you can check in with a camera, see if they're misbehaving, and if they are misbehaving, you can you can drown them. You can drown the fuckers. Very healthy thing to do. Make sure that button's on to drain, just so otherwise you'll flood the entire submarine if that's open, because it will keep pumping no matter what. Again, these do open, so you can use these for as real lockers if you want to store diving stuff in, spare alien curios, whatever crap you come across. Moving down, we have these compact diving lockers again. Very, very happy with these. I know I keep gushing them. I'm so impressed with myself, because I don't make cool stuff like this often. It's such a compact design. It's amazing. I pat myself on the back. Into the medical room. Oh yes, over to see Terrence here. Please. He's going to say something else. Hang on. He gets a bit shy. Just give him a bit. Where is it? End my suffering. Yeah, he really doesn't want to be in there. I don't give a shit, quite frankly. You can stay in there. So yeah, research station, medical fabricator, linked to these two medical cabinets over in this other room here. So you don't have to keep going back and forth. You've just got everything here. Obviously, oxygen generator back here as well. We'll need an air filter if you're using the immersive repairs mod, so just keep an eye on it. Go down. We have the cargo hold. I've already showed. Of course, little room here. Big ballast. The suit does work, as I said. Let's carry on. The reactor uses an auto-reactor. I should have mentioned. You can turn off auto-control. The reactor doesn't need it. If anything, you should turn it off. You should leave it off, because otherwise the reactor might mess around with itself. It's quite responsive. I think this is the most responsive one that I could find, actually. So you shouldn't need to have someone sat on the reactor all the time, but you can if you want. Again, nuclear container as well as the fire suppression. I can't really demo that without melting down the reactor, and I don't really want to do that, so I'm not going to do that. We have, again, all of these junction boxes, all of them running completely fine, which is just delightful to see. Fabricator, again, these three are all linked, so you can fabricate, defab, and store all your extra bits and bobs in there. Big engine, as well as something super duper cool. You can climb up this wall if you want. I thought it was a really, really fun feature. This is also a cabinet. This is for immersive repairs. Again, I thought I'd slap that in because I love that mod. I might do a separate video covering that mod. Super cool. So you should use it. You should definitely use it. Again, ammo store here, as well as this pneumatic tube system. I know it looks like a mess. It's not. Each one of these corresponds to a different room. I wonder if I can rename them to be each room. That's a thought, actually. I might see if I can do that. But yeah, so you can just get ammo in here, put it in the deconstructor here. This deconstructor doesn't work, so don't worry about trying to accidentally deconstruct your stuff. But if someone is in the gunnery compartment, which the engineer is, you can literally just go in here, grab the ammo, put it straight into one of your guns. Beautiful. Down here in the trash room, in the bin man's delight, we have our depth charge here. Just shoots out a little depth charge. We have our trash cannon. Little demonstration for people who haven't used this mod. It's quite powerful as a cannon fodder weapon, I suppose. You know, like just regular crawlers, unarmored enemies. Yeah, unarmored enemies. Why am I slurring my speech so much? Unarmored enemies and other stuff it'll do great against. Not so much against armored things like mud raptors or Molochs, but you know, don't let me stop you. As well as the separate terminal. This doesn't affect the engine. You can't control the engine this way, so don't even bother. Keep it on passive sonar unless you want to make extra noise. Oh yeah, that's right, I shot that. Interesting. That works. Surprisingly. Depth charge loader is down here, so if you want to load something up, you can do. In fact, let's just... what am I doing? What am I doing? Pay attention, come on. Another airlock here. In fact, I'll demo those now, actually, because I think I've covered everything else. Get a suit on. We have lights controlling a lot of this. These lights are green. I know it looks a bit yellowish, but you can toggle this to turn the lights off. If the lights are off, that means that the safety mode is off. So instead of filling and then opening these doors, it'll just open everything and close everything at the same time. So yeah, they go yellow when you're waiting, and they will go green when they're done. It seems like one of the bots is pissing me off, as they always do. This does work, I promise you. Fuck off. There we go. I run away. Go on. In fact, this is brilliant. Get in there. I hate you with every fibre of my bit. Come on. You know what? Fuck off. There we go. You as well. You can get in there. No. This video is going sideways. There we go. Perfect. The brig works, and I'm gonna flood him. I'm gonna flood him as well. I'm having fun. I'm having grand old time. So yeah, sorry, this does work. Obviously, if you're playing with a team, which I recommend you do, communicate when you're going to use this because people can't get up or across. The lights will go yellow. When it's completely done, the lights will go green again. The lights will go green outside and red inside. I think you can see a bit of red leaking out. Oh no, they're dying. Oh, what a shame. Obviously, you can do your repairs on the guns, because again, if you're using immersive repairs, you will need to repair your guns. And again, lights will go yellow. Everything will drain. Everything's good to use again. Again, let's just demonstrate the turning off. If you turn it off, everything opens and closes at the same time. Very bad for flooding your ship, but if you want to do it, it's an option. And yeah, I do believe that's everything. I hope you use this submarine for your campaigns, or even if you just want to just tear it apart in the editor, rip things apart, because that's, you know, that was quite a fun thing when I was designing the ship, was just having the opportunity to look at so many other custom ships that people have made and just ripping them apart and seeing how they work, because I'm not good at designing subs. Like, the shape is a bit lunchboxy, but I think it's quite charming. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, thanks for watching, and cheers. Have fun in your Barotrauma dives.